Hi guys, this is like my 10th time trying to record this, so Grayson, I'm sorry I am taking this idea from you. I tried recording normal videos, but they kept being too long to email to Miss Commons, so we're doing it this way. Thank you, Grayson, for giving me the idea. So this video, there's going to be 2 videos. As of right now, it's going to just be 2, and they're going to be, this one is going to be about showing you guys what these products actually look like, because you've been given lots of terms, lots of knowledge, but like no real idea what these things look like. So I'm gonna show you guys everything that I have. I do not have everything, so I'm just going to be showing you guys most of the stuff I have. A couple of things I do not have. I do not have a stippling sponge. I do have a stippling brush. I used to have a stippling sponge. I don't know where it went. I have liquid latex, but we'll get to that in a moment. Some of the things I have are not the best representations. It was just what I could get within a timely manner, because I thought we were doing this like a month ago. So we're just gonna jump into it. Now, I tried recording this once before, but I kept cursing because I tried to do it on myself, but it wasn't working out because it's hard to do it on myself and try to show you guys what I'm doing, because I can't really be doing all this stuff on my hands and be looking at the camera, because I'm not really getting a good idea of what I'm doing. So in the second video you guys are going to see, Maddie came over the weekend and she let me do a lot of stuff to her leg. She let me do a total of 4 different things. They weren't all using like the same exact products. Now, I wasn't showing a step-by-step process because that would have been very lengthy, and I don't want you guys to sit through that. So the video is going to be, I believe it's like 3 minutes long, and it's just me showing you guys the end result and explaining in words what I did, because it's really hard just to show you guys when I'm constantly like doing it, because it takes a lot of focus. So what I'm going to start with is what I kept getting frustrated about, and it is actually one of my favorite products to work with, and that is Scar Wax. So Scar Wax comes in this little tin. Move all this stuff out of the way. So as you can tell, I use it a lot. I got mine off Amazon. It was very cheap, actually. I think it was like between $7 to $10. So it also came with this really nice quality little scraper. It came with a pointy side and a more round side. So you guys already know the purpose of Scar Wax, so we're not going to really go over all of that. So the texture of Scar Wax is kind of like butter. That's what it reminds me of. It is quite thick, and it's not necessarily hard to work with. It's just it's just one of those more like difficult things, I guess, because like I said, it's like butter. What happens to butter when it gets warm? It melts. That's kind of like this. The warmer it gets, the harder it is to work with. That's why it's kept in a little tin. It keeps it cooler. Legit, this is like cold because it's tin. Yeah, and my room's very hot right now, so it keeps it cold so it stays its shape, because once the stuff like melts down, because you kind of have to build, sorry, I'm like listening to music, you do have to build the structure of what you're doing. So like the thing I did for mats, I'd have a flat little area, and I do explain to you guys like how to flatten it all out and everything like that. But I had to have a flat area. I had to warm that up a lot because it's easier to work with, but that can also, it's a blessing and a curse, because if you're rolling it in your fingers and it gets really warm, then it starts sticking to like your fingers and you can't get it off, and then you don't have a nice shape to work with. Now when you're smoothing it on the skin, it's a breeze to work with, because then it just glides. So there are other forms of Scar Wax. This is the Scar Wax that typically goes on your skin. You would also normally put foundation on top of it if you had darker skin or lighter skin or anything like that. So, oh crap, that's not a swear word. The next thing is I actually could not find like a nice good size, nor do I really want one because I don't really use Scar. Like, I use Scar Wax a lot to show you guys and to have fun and things like that. But I personally do not use this type of Scar Wax on a daily basis as much. So I had to get this in like a Halloween kit off of Amazon. So of course it had the little Scar Wax here, as you guys can see. It's the same exact stuff that's in the tin, except it's like in this plastic thing. The second thing is this black Scar Wax, and I was really confused, and I'm like, why would someone want to use black Scar Wax? I feel like that would be harder to work with. It's actually, so you're meant to like scoop it out, and you're meant to put it on your teeth. It's supposed to make it look like you're missing a tooth. So if you're in a show where your character only has like one tooth or something, you can put this stuff on. It has no taste, no scent, nothing like that. It's completely safe to work with. And it does an amazing job. I have used it a couple of times. I'm not going to use it right now because it does take a while to actually work with and all this and that. But it actually is really cool. Crap. So yeah. The next thing we're going to go on to blood. I use a lot of blood because I'm more of a gore type of person. Miss Clemens is probably like freaking out right now. So this came in the Halloween pack I got. I don't really like using this. I use it for like, I call it spackle. So like if there's like a gunshot wound, like right in the middle of my hand, I'm gonna use the other blood to fill it up, and I would use this blood to go around it. So let me use Q-tip because it's easier. This blood is very light in color. Very like liquidy, very almost orangey, which I don't know anyone's blood who looks like that. But you would think, oh, like just looking at it in the camera, like, Abby, it's not that bad. Wait until you see the other one. So this is like, you can read this. At least I think you guys can, unless it's backwards, I don't know. But it's congealed blood gel. Now, I did get this just by itself. This did not come in the pack or anything. And this is a lot thicker. So, I'll show you guys what that looks like. So I have some of my little tip, and I'm gonna put it right next to so yeah, you can see which one is better quality. And what I really like about this one is that it's buildable. You can make it thicker. The more you spread it out, the lighter it gets, but the more you add to it, the darker it gets. Which that is pretty realistic. So I'm just adding some more just so you guys can get a nice good idea. It's a lot thicker, it's very sticky. Not a huge fan of it. It gets everywhere. I kid you not. So yeah, I think that's really cool. Like I said, it's like one of my more favorite products to use. As you can tell how many times I freaking record this video. Because I do not like this fake blood on my hand all day. Or this video. We're going to go into the next product. Now, this is what I was talking about with the liquid latex. I personally do not like using liquid latex. I always find it to be too fumey for me, but you know, to each their own. That's why I prefer using Scar Wax. So, this is the liquid latex. Sorry, I have a jar of Monster tabs right next to you guys. Speaking of which, hope y'all didn't forget. Anyway, but I've already opened this up and it already has like liquid latex all over it, and I don't like opening it up. If you guys know what ammonia sounds like, smells like, I'm pretty sure it's a cleaning product. Don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure. At least like people in band use it to clean their brass instruments. That's what it smells like. And the fumes, my dudes, is so intense and just, it hurts my eyes, it hurts my nose, it makes my freaking like throat sore. It is not a fun time. So that's why I personally not like using this. I don't really know why I still have it, but well, so I can show you guys. I'm not gonna put this on my body. And in the video I did with Mads, I did not put this on her body because no, when I put it on my arm, it kind of burned. And I know it says do not put on body hair. It says it's somewhere. Avoid contact with eyes, facial, and body hair. I did not really put it on my eyes or near my eyes. I put it here. The fumes are coming up into my eyes, and even when I open it, it gets into my eyes, and I'd be holding it from like this far away, and it'll still get into my eyes, and it'll make my eyes burn, makes my nose burn. And when I put it onto my skin, after I took it off, it left a like red, like blotchy spot. I didn't want to do that to Mads because she was coming over for the weekend, and yeah. I'm not trying to do that to her. Next we're gonna go into stippling brush. Now this is a modern day straight makeup stippling brush. I do have a couple of variations of stippling brushes, but they're all modern. They're all just for like contours and blushes and foundation. So as you guys know, stippling brush, it's very dirty because I was doing makeup on Mads just a couple of days ago. It's very flat. It's what, I'm sorry, legit the, like what it's meant for is just to blend out foundation and to make, also sometimes, especially for sponges, you can't really do it too well with the brushes. With sponges, you can make yourself like you like look like you have like freckles. It's really cool. So legit, it's meant to just bounce on the skin like that. And actually, I'm gonna go into the next product using this. So I got this in the Halloween pack, and I really wasn't sure what it was. And then I opened it up, and I was like, oh, it's just white face paint. Nope. After doing some research, I found out it's a form of face paint. So yes, it is face paint. And you can have it white, but what it's actually for is to blend eyeshadow into it. So I'm just gonna take my little scraper, and I'm gonna go into a color I don't really care about. Let's go into this green here because I don't like green eyeshadow. My cat's in here. Hi. It's okay. She run. Anyways, so we're just gonna scrape some of the eyeshadow. Okay, so we've scraped some of the eyeshadow. Now we're just going to kind of dump it. So now you have both of the products on your hand. Now we're legit just going to mix it. This is supposed to be kind of like an comparison, different form of like face paint, because most face paint is grease paint, which you guys already read about grease paint. Grease paint's not fun to work with. So as you can see, very nice coverage. And then the stippling brush, just like that. Kind of frog-like. Oops. Anyways, now the nice thing about this is that it dries down, which this will lead us into the next product. I hate this with a burning passion. So this is actually like face paint. This is not the best representation, and there are face paints out there that are not grease paint based. This is just what I ended up getting a hold of because I did not know that this was grease paint based. So it's like a similar color. There's only one green in here, so we're just gonna go in. This is very waxy, but like not in a good way. It stinks. It smells like child's makeup. So So as you can tell, I don't really know how well you can see, but this is a lot more smoother than this. And it's like, I'm not pressing down hard at all. And this has product all over it now, so I really can't do that. But look, this absolutely, it dries down. That's what I like. I prefer a matte type of product, because I find it just nicer looking on the skin than this type of greasy, waxy mess, because then that's the type of stuff that makes you break out. That's what really this doesn't make it look nice. Doesn't make it look like you're trying to be a character. It just looks like you're wearing, like, a person wearing a bunch of like freaking colored paint, which, yes, that is what you're doing, but you don't want to look like that. So, and also this stuff is really easy to get off, and this stuff is also easy to get off. It's leaving a stain of that, but it's fine. I just got fake blood all over me. Anyway, so yeah. Next we're going to the next product, which is actually Spirit Gum. So this is from the same brand that made this fake blood here. I did not get big, like a big thing of Spirit Gum. They do come in much bigger sizes, like these. I just got the small one because I don't have anything that I really can use Spirit Gum for. I have used Spirit Gum once, and that was for a summer show I was in. I was a witch, and I had prosthetic warts that I was supposed to put in. And my summer show director, most of you guys know him, Mr. Schaefer, he was like, hey, use Spirit Gum. I never used Spirit Gum at the time, and so I messed up and I completely ruined the warts. So that was fun. That's fine because I bought them anyway. A lot of people don't like the smell of Spirit Gum. It is very liquidy, as you can tell. You guys already know how to use this stuff, as long as you guys read it. I mean, if you've ever applied fake lashes, and actually now thinking back to who's in the class, I don't think you guys do. You put on the glue, and then you wait for it to get tacky, and then you put on the thing. Do not put it on when it's wet. Same thing with this. You put it on, and you wait for it to dry down and get tacky. You do not put it on as soon as you put on this. So if you have like a wig, and you're laying your hair lying down, as soon as you put it on, don't try to put your hair on, because it won't stick. You have to wait for it to get tacky, and then it'll stick. And then, as I put in a thing, the acetone / remover, so here it is. It is alcohol based, and all this and that, and pretty much for this, what you're going to do is you're going to take like a Q-tip, and let's say I had like a freaking like wart in the middle of my head that you Spirit Gum for, and you would start taking the Q-tips and you would start just cleaning up the areas that were not covered, like that were covered in scar wax but not covered in the prosthetic. So then you're gonna start cleaning that up, and then this acetone will start eating away at the Spirit Gum underneath of the prosthetic, making it easier and easier to take it off. So that's about all I have, you guys. All I have for you guys. Next, showing you guys. Next, you're going to move on to the video about Maddie. It's gonna be a video of her leg. It's a very short video. And I did end up doing 4 little looks on there, just showing you guys. There really isn't going to be any questions on the final or anything about it. I just thought it'd be really cool to show you guys some of the things that I can do with the products. I ended up doing cat scratches that came out really good. I did a bullet shot wound that came out really good. I did something called it's a completely new thing to me, trypophobia, which is like the fear of holes, and Maddie said she wanted to look like she had like maggots coming out of them. I've never done that before, nor did I have any idea. So, and I suck at following videos, so I just looked up pictures and kind of winged it. It did not come out well. It kind of looks more like a burn, like a blistering burn. And then I tried doing a bruise. Now, I can do bruises, guys, but for bruises, I use eyeshadow palettes, I find it easier to work with than this. But because we were just talking about SFX makeup, I was using this to create the bruise. It was just not coming out well. So my own personal advice, if you're trying to create a bruise, use the eyeshadow palette. It's easier than trying to use this waxy grease paint. It's just not worth it, which is why, like, when you guys see the next video, why her bruise looks like that, why it's so, just, it doesn't necessarily look natural, if you know what I mean. So, bye guys. Hope you guys watch the next video, and I hope you guys learned something, or, you know, whatever. So, bye bye.